Hello everyone, I am Siddharthan. In this video, we will explore how to build a stock research multi-agent system using Agno in Python. Agno is an open source framework that makes it easy to create powerful AI agents. These agents can use tools, follow custom instructions, access knowledge sources, and even retain memory, all with minimal steps. So if you are curious about how to build intelligent collaborative agent for stock analysis, you are in the right place and let's get started. So let's build this Agno multi-agent system in PyCharm. You can use other IDEs as well. So the first step that we're going to do is install the required libraries in Python. So first we have Agno, which is the agent framework that we have used, that we're going to use, as I said. And then we have Grok. So I'm going to use the free tier Grok APIs, the LLM via the Grok APIs. But if you want to use a different provider like OpenAI, or if you have a good NVIDIA GPU, you can also use Olama as well for local LLMs. And then we have DuckDuckGo search in order to kind of do a research on the internet for our finance stock analyst agent system. And then Y Finance in order to get like relevant financial stock market related data. And then we have a python.env library which is used to load the API keys and other secret informations into uh, the environment variable. So these are the five libraries that we need. So this is going to be a simple multi-agent system that we are going to build, but you can scale this up to kind of add more agents to this, like make this like more sophisticated system as well. So here I'll just say pip install -r requirements.txt. So I followed like all the documentation that's already present in order to build this system, just so that we can just get our basics sorted. But in the later videos, we can also make like more complex and advanced AI assistance, agentic systems as well. So here I'm going to create a main.py file where we are going to write our code. So here the libraries are like already installed for me, as I said. So for you this may take some time, so just like wait until the installation process is done, then you can just like start with your development process. So first I'm going to say from agno.agent import your agent class, and then from there is a extra m. Okay, so from agno.models dot, so here you can see we have Grok, OpenAI, like Anthropic, and so on. So we have like several of these, right? So we are going to use Grok as the provider. So as I said, feel free to use other LLMs as well, depending upon your choice. So for simplicity's sake, I'm going with Grok, and then I'm going to say from agno dot tools dot duckduckgo. So this is like a tool that's already present in Agno tools extension. So we can just like straight away use this DuckDuckGo. So from this, I'm going to import DuckDuckGo tools, and the other tool YFinance is also present, but you can also build custom tools as well. So yeah, we will discuss about that as well in a later video. So Agno tools dot YFinance import YFinance tools. Okay, and finally we can say from .env import load.env, which is used to load the environment variables. So the environment variables that we're going to need is a Grok API key. So I'll go to Google, search for this Grok API key. So in this Grok console, you can sign up with your Gmail ID, and you can just like create an account here. After that, if you go to this API section, you can easily create a API key over here. So I'll call this as Agno multi-agent API key. So you can give any name over here. I'll give this name and click on this submit, and this is going to give my API key that I can use. So this free tier of Grok should be like sufficient for you. Probably like don't need like the paid version and all those things. So the next step that we are going to do is create a .env file where we would save this API key that we have got just now from Grok. So here I'm going to say Grok underscore API underscore key is equal to paste your API key. So this variable name should not change. This is the variable where the Grok client will look for this API key. So don't change this name. So this would be exactly what I have here. So Grok underscore API underscore key with everything being a uppercase letter. Okay. So that's all you have to do. So now the next step is load the environment variables. So we just need to call this load.env. So this will automatically read this env file and load whatever key value pairs that you have given to the environment variable. So from there, the grok client and whatever systems you need will kind of like pick that up. So the first agent that we are going to build is a web agent that's going to do the web surfing, searching, and so on. So we can say web agent is a variable that we are creating and use this agent class that we have imported from this agno.agent. And within this you can like pass your llms. You can pass like what's the role for this agent and so on. So we can like do that. The other thing that we can do is we can also create this thing called as llm is equal to grok, and within this pass your id and you have to pass your like agent name. So I'm going to use the 70 billion llama 3.3 model. So again, go to Google, search for grok models. In the supported model section you will see like all the models that's available in grok, so all the llms. So I'm going to use this larger 70 billion versatile model. So I'll paste this id over here, and then we can have this temperature value. So I'll always like set it to 0 to just like get repeated results. So you can do that as well. So the other interesting thing about this is you can have individual llms or different llms for different agents. So think about this. Let's say you have 5 agents in your agent team. So 2 agents may be a simple agent and they have like a simple task. So those agents may not need a 70 billion model. So all you can do is create another llm and use a different grok model or other model. So it's kind of like a easier process and a you know better approach. Instead of using like a costlier resource heavy larger models, instead of doing that you can use like a smaller models for simpler agents. So that's like one thing that we can think about. So within this agent, first I can give a name for this agent and I'll call this as web agent. And then we can give a role for this agent, search the web for information. Okay, so you also can pass a description. So these roles and descriptions are going to tell the agent like what is its purpose and what it has to do. So you have to be very clear on what you give in the roles and the description. So yeah, so here I think role should be sufficient. So let's move on. In model we can pass the llm, right? So here I'm passing the llm. You can also rename this to web agent llm, and you can have another llm that you can pass to a different agent. Let's say a smaller llm, so we can do that as well. And the tools that we are going to provide access to for this agent is the DuckDuckGo search tools. Open and close your parenthesis. And then you can also give custom instructions as well. So I'll say instructions is equal to, I'll say always include source. Okay, so always include sources. And then we can also have this show tool calls is equal to true. So this is a kind of important parameter. So it's not a must, but it's easier for you to see the intermediate outputs that's generating. Mainly like what are all the tools that are called and what is the input that is being passed to the tool. Say for example, whether this DuckDuckGo search tool has been called and what's the exact input that has been like sent to this. So all this information would be printed as the intermediate step when you have this show tool calls is equal to true. And then I can also say markdown is equal to true if I want this output to be in a markdown format so that I can print or display it on a different UI application. So you can have this markdown as true as well. So this is the first agent that we have. And the next agent that I'm going to build is a finance agent that's going to use the Y finance library in order to receive the stock related data. So web agent can be used to search for news or things like that, but Y finance specifically for stock related information. So I'll call this as finance agent is equal to agent, and then it's basically the same thing. So maybe I can just like copy this and just rename the variables and the roles and everything. Okay, so first we had a web agent. Now let's create finance agent. So let's call this, yeah, finance agent, and the role for this finance agent is to get financial data. Okay, so model we can use the same 70 billion model. You can also try with a different model. So that's a good exercise. And tool is like the Y finance tool that we have imported in line number 4. So I'm going to say Y finance tools, open and close your parentheses. You can also like include input parameter values to the stock, this Y finance tool as well. So here I can just say stock price is equal to true. So that means like it's going to return the stock price in its output, in the tool output. And there are information like analyst recommendation. So this also we can turn it to true. And then there is also like another widely used parameter, that is company info. So again, you can all these see all these parameters, right? Or you can just press control and click on this Y finance tool. So this would kind of tell you like what are all the parameters that you can like kind of give it. So you can just like try it. I'll just give these three things: stock price, analyst recommendation, and company info. Okay, so all these output we are going to get. So I'll say company info is true, and the instruction we are going to say maybe something like use tables. Again, all these are from the documentation, so it's not something that I'm newly building, but feel free to tweak this a little bit, change this depending upon how you want this agent to be used. Let's say use tables to display data if it's present. Show calls, tool calls is true, markdown is true. So all these can be. So now we are going to create a agent team, and in that team we are going to add web agent and finance agent. Okay, so first we have a web search agent, and then we have a finance agent that's going to use a Y finance tool to get the stock price, recommendations, company info, all these things. So next step is I'm creating this variable called as the agent team. Again, you can name this as anything, so that's not a big deal. Use the same agent class, and within this I'm going to create a parameter called as team. So in this team parameter we have to pass the list of agent that we want. So one is web agent and the other one is finance agent is what we are interested in passing. And the model, we can use like the same 70 billion model. The next is instructions. As there's instructions, you can just like use the same instruction that you have provided for these two agents individually. Let's say there's always include sources, and let me put this, and the other one is use table to display data. Let's have these two things. And then just like the same thing, show tool calls and the markdown is equal to true thing. You can just like include this as well. Okay, so we have team of agents. What's the model that we have to use? Instructions, show tool calls, markdown, and so on. So now we can just like give a task for this team uh, from the agent team. Let's do that. And we can just say agent team dot print response. So this is going to just like run our query, pass it to the agent team, and it's going to print the response that we get, and we can see like the intermediate tool calls and so on. So I'll say what's the market. Okay, so what's the market outlook, and okay, so what's the market outlook and financial performance of AI semiconductor companies. Let's say this is our prompt. So what's the market outlook and financial performance of AI semiconductor companies? So it should use the web agent as well as the finance agent in order to kind of like search, basically do an analysis of the stocks and the companies that's present over here, and give us a proper output. So let's run this. So one main thing is, as I said, you should have this env variable for it to work. So we are getting an error. Let's try to resolve this. Base grade. Okay, it's a grok error. Let me quickly see what's. So the issue seems to be because of the grok line that we are creating. So we have a LLM variable and we are passing this to every agent, right? It seems like the client is not getting used properly, and once the agent is kind of executed, it seems like the client is getting closed and we are facing some issues in the state. So rather what I'm going to do is just copy this grok line. So instead of passing it as the llm variables, I'm going to say model is equal to grok, and here I'm just going to pass this directly to this model parameter. Let's see if this solves the problem. Yeah, to the two agents that we have and also to the agent team. So first we have a web agent with name, roles. Okay, we have the models, tools, instructions, and show tool calls. Okay, so this is all good. Even this one is also okay. So 3.370 billion. And finally the agent team. So team is equal to web agent and finance agent. So the model, instruction, tool calls. Let's run this. So we have a DuckDuckGo search warning, so we can ignore that. So that's not a big deal. Okay, so here we have the final output. Let's see like how this has worked. So here this is the message that we have sent, which is what's the market outlook and financial performance of AI semiconductor companies, which is what we have sent to this agent team dot print response. And then here we have the tool calls. So transfer task to web agent, and then we have transfer task to finance agent. So first the work has been performed by the web agent, and then the work has been like transferred to finance agent, and these two agents would have called their like respective tools, and it would have like got the final output. And then you can just see the response here, the market outlook and financial performance of AI semiconductor companies and so on. So we have like all this information. We have the summary market trends, and it is also tried to create this table as we have mentioned in this prompt. So always include sources as well as like use tables to display data. It's the custom instruction that we have, right? So it does like try to create this table, and also we have the sources as we have mentioned. So always try to include the sources. So this is how you can build a team of agents in a very easier and simpler way using Agno. So all you have to do is make sure you are using like the relevant LLM provider. So here we are using Grok with the Grok API key. So we have loaded it, and then we have created these two agents, web agent and finance agent. And the main part is how we are going to join those two agents together using a agent team. So you can just call this uh, agent team parameter, and just then pass the list of agents that you wanted to work with, and again pass your LLMs and everything. So finally we can call this agent team dot print response, and that's going to pass this prompt, and it's going to give you the result that we are interested in. So I hope this video is useful to you. I'll see you in the next upload. Thanks for watching.